So, I haven't been posting much, but I have been working on stuff. I just haven't pulled the camera out because it's mostly tightening down bolts and finishing things up. This single turbo swap has taken me about a year to finish, but it needed to be done roughly a year and a half ago. What I mean by that is the last car show I went to, the car was great. Drove all the way to Atlanta and back, no problems. After the car show, the twin turbos were leaking coolant. So that was roughly a year and a half, going on 2 years ago. It took me about 6 months to a year before I started tearing it down for the single turbo swap. So, car sat. Now, as far as I got everything on, everything's ready to go. I had someone come up and get ready to start tuning last weekend, and it sounded good. Now, before we started tuning, he pulled the compression tester out for rotaries, and we checked compression. And on number 1 rotor, I have 0 on all 3 faces. I put my borescope camera down the cylinder, or down the ports, and all my apex seals on number 1 rotor are stuck. They're not broken, they're stuck in, not springing out. On the back rotor, I got a 70-70-20, so I got something stuck in there as well. So because of that, I'm doing the old school trick of ATF fluid. So I've had it been sitting in a quart of ATF fluid for about 2 days, hand cranking it. Didn't notice much of a difference at all. The rear rotor seemed like it picked up a little bit. I know it's getting a little bit harder to crank on the rear rotor. Not to the point where it feels like something's hitting, but it feels like it's got some pressure behind the wrench. I don't want to result to the starter yet by bumping it, because I got the exhaust manifold on there with the turbo still, and I've put so much ATF in there. I know that some of that is sitting in the turbo, and I don't want that to get blown up into the turbo. So after the ATF seemed to help a little, but not much. Only thing I had at home was some Purple Power, and I added probably about a coffee glass full of Purple Power down both cylinders, and I let that sit for a few hours, not long, because I heard that it's really not good on bearings or on aluminum parts or anything like that. So I put it down in there just to see if that might help break loose some of the carbon buildup that's on them apex seals or whatever seals that may be stuck inside this engine. Got most of that out, turning it over by hand, seeing it come out the spark plug holes. Everything should be fresh and good. And then I poured, last night, some Marvel Mystery Oil and sprayed some carb cleaner down the intake ports. So this motor has gotten the full beverage cocktail. If it was going to get drunk on something, it's going to get drunk on all these. I watched a video yesterday about somebody reviving a 20-year-old motor that sat, and they used crap loads of carb cleaner and poured straight gasoline down the engine until it just unlocked itself. So my goal for this is I'm gonna let it sit 2 more days with the Marvel Mystery Oil and the carb cleaner. I'll probably spray a little bit more carb cleaner down the intake ports tonight, just in case if any's evaporated, and I'll turn it over again by hand. Saturday, I'm gonna bump the starter. I'm gonna turn it over by hand first, clear all the shit out of the engine, but I'm gonna bump the starter after that. If it does not come on alive after that, I'm pulling off the turbo and manifold, and I'm going to do the trick where you press the apex seals manually by hand until they come in and out. By hand, wooden spoon, rubber tip vice grips. I'm gonna do whatever I can to get them things to come in and out of their seated position they're currently in. We do have the money to send the motor off for a rebuild, which I'm not opposed to. The benefit of that is I will know everything is fresh. And I don't know if what I actually paid for on the rebuild years ago, I don't know what the majority of it actually got into the motor. That shop is no longer around. They were doing some kind of odd stuff. And honestly, I ended up paying for what was supposed to be a free rebuild because they said there was a coolant seal leak when they finished. So then they charged me with a rebuild fee again. So I ended up pretty much paying twice. It was either that or I didn't have my car. So I mean, I paid my my price. It's lasted for years. So I mean, I can't give them that much. But who's to say that the RX-8 eccentric shaft that I paid for went in there, or the large street port, which it sounds like it's got a port of some sort. Who knows if that was fully done and to what extent they had ported it. It could have been just the exhaust. It could have been just the intake. It could have been something they had laying around that they just threw in there. I mean, who knows? I pretty much know what I bought to put inside that engine because I bought everything as I was going. I sent them the car, they got ready, and then I just started sending parts to them. I'd order them and have them drop shipped directly to them. So I know what I bought. Whether it's there, we'll find out. So if we do have to have a rebuild, the plan is to go through, I got two options. My first option, my main option, I would prefer to go to Rotary Resurrection. He has been in the game for a long time. He's very well versed in the rotary motors. He's got quality. He stands behind it. You get warranty. I trust his work. He's got a good reputation for every build he does, and he documents everything. So I feel like that is a really good go-to. My other option would be, there's a place in Atlanta that I may end up choosing, but that is if I can find a little bit more information on these people, because I haven't heard much. I have gotten one review. I know some people have used them for tuning. I will need tuning, so if he was to do my rebuild, he could do tuning, so that would kind of make things a little bit easier. But my car should run on the ECU that it has on the base map at least, until it can tune, get the auto tune started. So there's that. So either way, the rebuild, looking at about $3,000 to $3,500, using all brand new Mazda OEM equipment, which I will probably swap out the apex seals for a different brand of my choosing. The good thing about using Rotary Resurrection, and this is the other side for that, is my RX-8 motor is already out. I just need to take it to them and drop it off. And I have everything to rebuild that, so there's a little bit of a discount, and I will give them a lot of extra stuff. So that'll give me another credit. So I could drop him off my RX-8 motor. While he's building that, be pulling out my RX-7 motor. And then when the RX-8 motor is done, I'll just swap out. Go home, put the RX-8 motor in, and then when the RX-7 motor is ready, drop it in. Best of both worlds, have both running for about $1,000 or so more. So that's my other option. But until this weekend, we don't know if we even have to go that far. Either way, the RX-8 does have to have its rebuild, but hopefully we can skip that on the RX-7. to dial some of that in. Some of that in this weekend. We do got to get the we do got to get the Cosmo ready for DGRR next week. I have pulled the rear leather out, completely conditioned, fully done the inside of the car, spotless. I do need to wash and wax the car really good. I got the OEM factory rare side skirts that light up working. I completely swapped those out with a custom setup. I made them brighter than factory, so instead of just a little glow, they light up the ground. So that's pretty cool. Swapped the headlights out to HIDs. I got the projectors at home, but I kind of paused from doing them just because I only got halfway through on one, and I wasn't going to have them done in time for the show, so I didn't want to focus too much on something that wasn't going to be ready. We did order some Origin Works RX-7 combination lights with the projector in them, so you can use them as driving lights. Those look pretty good. The quality's good. The wiring's nice. So those will be going on. You know, I did recently get the full carbon fiber C West body kit for an RX-7. I was going to run it. I don't really know if I'm going to, so that may be up for sale if anybody's looking for a carbon fiber body kit. The back bumper has a little cracking area in the epoxy. I could finish it down and sand it and repair it if somebody is interested in that body kit. If not, I might end up using it. It's just, it doesn't match my kit. And honestly, I like the more aggressiveness of the Auto XE, even though it's not as wide. The only problem is I want my car to be full carbon. So that's why I bought it. I knew that I wouldn't be able to use the side skirts, and I was thinking the back was a possibility, which the rear probably still is. But the front, I don't know if I want to use it. But either way, we will try to figure out what we can do for this weekend. If we can get some small footage of showing how you can unstick some 1.5 to 2 year stuck apex seals in a rotary motor. We'll try to get you plenty of that. Little clips here and there of that. And if you're going to be at DGRR, hit me up when we're there. I'll be meeting up with some people to buy some parts. I'm probably going to buy me some Olin's pullovers. If anybody has any RX-8 stuff, I may be interested in that. But yeah, thank y'all for checking, watching, and joining on my adventure of trying to get these damn rotaries going, because God, I'm running out of patience. Haven't spent too much money, but oh shit, this semi starting to run out of money too. But yeah, thank you, like, subscribe.